free, so let's call the meeting to order at 9:33. Everyone's present?
Yep.
Yeah. Thanks for accommodating me.
Yeah, no problem,
Yeah,
no problem.
I just,
Yep.
you would have been worse.
I have a question. Has there been any response to the new bid, the new,
Most people don't, when the bids,
well, no, that's not what I'm asking. Have we had any responses, any interest at all?
yes, but not in the winter time. They're not gonna go and look at it, cause they can't see what the ground is, can't see what they're up against.
Who are these people?
So who, yeah,
Henry Hudson said that he would, Todd Davis said that he would. There's another fellow out on East Bethel Road that said that he would. But first of all, I think this whole committee is just a runaround anyways, because the selectmen had this in their possession since when? 2016? They had a study done in 2018 that laid everything out. So why did they form the committee? They formed the committee because I asked to hold a service there, and they said it was unsafe. So, that's what,
my understanding when I read the paper that they put out looking for committee members was that this committee was designed to offer the town ideas as to what use that building could be put to. I mean, it's obvious they're willing to fix it, the money, some of the money is there,
well, why haven't they?
because nobody responded to the bids.
So, just like everything else in town, where do you find information in this town? On the website? It doesn't work.
Well, I'm not finding information and somebody bidding on this are two different things.
Did the town send out letters to contractors? Or did they
I
just,
almost think they did. I think at the last meeting, it was stated that yes, they had sent letters out.
okay, well,
Because they had put it out for bid, what, twice, 3 times?
well, yeah, but, you know, there's,
So it's not that the town isn't trying to save this building, Brooks. It's that there's nobody out there who is willing to do the work. Or there has not been, up until this point, anybody who is willing to do the work.
so the story goes.
There's $40,000 there. That's a commitment from the town.
That is.
So, I don't see it as the town is going, screw it, let's burn it. They do say that in frustration, but I personally have said it too.
I don't think it's a matter of money at this point, it's just a matter of,
Interest.
yeah, interest, and also, as Heather said, we're here to make recommendations to the selectmen as to what to do with the building. And I think we have come up to a dead end at this point, and that's why I think we should wrap it up and give our findings to the selectmen and let them handle it from there forth on.
David, is the problem the non-conforming lot? Can't the town have a vote and say, we accept the non-conforming lot and leave the church right where it is and fix it?
That would set a precedent.
That's okay.
The town has already accepted the non-conforming law.
Oh, it's already accepted it.
They've already accepted it.
So then that's not an issue. Am I saying that right?
Yeah.
It's a non-conforming lot, so you can't do much with it.
Even with the town?
That's not true.
I mean,
It's
you
grandfathered.
you can't put a septic tank in, you can't put water in,
Well,
it doesn't meet those requirements.
well,
If you're gonna have an active church, those are fundamental things you're gonna need.
I'm washing my hands of the whole thing as of today anyways, because This is just shows you that you shouldn't, town never should have taken it over anyways. If it was gonna be this much of, they were just gonna let it run into the ground. And don't tell me that nobody is blaming everybody else.
I think you're right. I think they wanted to see some interest. If there was not gonna be any interest shown about it, then it was gonna lay low. And how long would that last? Who knows?
Well, my point was, there was interest in it, but it was deemed unsafe, so.
You mean interest in continuing it as a church or saving the building,
Using it,
using it? Okay.
that's what got us to the table today. Because I just wanted to use it for a baptism. 20 people were deemed unsafe. So, you've got this political runaround, everybody passing the buck, nobody taking responsibility.
I think we're just following standard procedures with a building. I mean, if it's proven unsafe, then nobody should go in it. It's proven unsafe. End of story.
Well, Andre and I were gonna fix it up, make it safe, at least for one event.
Yeah, who deemed it unsafe?
I guess the town deemed it unsafe. Nobody that I knew no state inspector inspected it and deemed it unsafe that I'm aware of, so.
No, and it was stated in a meeting that, there was no way to get under it. And in the report, it shows pictures of it underneath it. So,
I was under it.
yeah,
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you can get
It's
under.
easy to get under, and we can fix it up, like I said, $700, it'd been done. But it wouldn't have solved septic or water problems.
And that was an option, because the town did say that a rider could be applied to their insurance.
And I think at
and
that
it could
point,
be
we
done,
should have taken
but
up that offer. At that
interest
point, we
didn't
should
go
have
any
taken that
further.
offer.
Could we still do that, David, or is that too late now? See, it's easy, it's a simple little one-day job to make it safe, not to make it fit the non-conforming lot, but to make it safe. I don't know, I hate to bring it up again.
And I was gonna say, at this point,
Simple.
I think it needs to go back to the town.
well, I would
I can
make
bring it
a
up.
motion.
I was just gonna do that, Brooks, so go ahead.
I would make a motion that we recommend that the town turn it over to a nonprofit organization.
With the caveat that if a nonprofit organization needs to make a proposal, needs to submit a written proposal to the town, and then the town can vote on it.
Yeah, well,
Right, if there's
that's
gonna be
usually,
some activity there, or the future activity there, then the town has something to react to.
I mean, if there is a church or a religious organization that wants to take it over, they need to write a proposal, bring it to the town, and then the town can take it to town meeting or a special vote or whatever.
yeah, I know the procedure.
then-
I made a motion that would be a recommendation. That we have the town just offer to turn it over with the $40,000 that has been raised because of the neglect that the town has allowed it. Well, yes,
Well, that needs to go to town meeting
I
then,
know,
doesn't it?
but
I think, the town, I'm looking at the town, because it is a building and it was a church, it was not taxable. I think it needs to go back onto the tax rolls as a building that somebody could buy that can be, the town can get their tax.
I disagree because it's not taxed now. It's never been taxed.
No, it never has been taxed, but as
But
a
does
building.
this town, look, is this town tax poor? When, if you take a look at the last selectmen's meeting, they voted, well, the 2 meetings before, they voted raises all around the board. And a huge package for the town administrator because we have such a surplus in taxes this year. They don't want to lower taxes, they just wanna even it out. So we're not hurting for money, we don't need it on the tax rolls, we're not losing money.
No, I wouldn't say that we're losing money, but I think that the town, any property that they can acquire for taxes, they should. I mean, that's what a town does.
Any property they should acquire for taxes.
Right,
In lieu of taxes.
in lieu of taxes.
I guess I don't understand that statement.
Well,
You mean the taxes that aren't paid?
Right, well, no, no, just taxes, that will be, given to the town in the future.
All right, if
From the
that's,
sale
if that's that
or
valuable,
whatever.
if that's the position you wanna take, then that's the position you take, but
Yeah.
I totally disagree.
Well, I'll make a motion and see if, Brooksy, you made a motion about a nonprofit, correct?
The town will turn it over
To a nonprofit.
to a nonprofit with the assets so that the town, so that the organization will have money to fix it since the town neglected it.
Okay.
Or to make that sort of, to see if the town will turn over the church to a nonprofit organization, including all the assets.
Any discussion on that?
Like I said, my caveat would be that they need to submit a written proposal.
Well, I think that would
But
be
I think
part of the
that's something
process.
that,
That's
something that the selectmen and the town itself would have to decide on.
Have any input, Jim, on that?
What do I feel?
Yeah.
Well, I was just trying to think about a nonprofit that would want a church like that. Boy Scouts, Girl Scouts. I don't know. Do you have anything in mind? Nonprofit.
Briar Pond 4-H
Okay,
for a base camp for a summer mountain camp.
Perfect answer. Yep.
A church group that wants to do summer retreats.
Is the Appalachian Mountain Club a nonprofit?
Yep,
So there's a lot of possibilities.
yeah,
Yeah. We live in the heart of the mountains. I'm all for that. I'd rather see it that way than a church that goes downhill.
yeah. And obviously the town is not, the town administration who should have been taking care of it. And don't tell me they can't find anybody, because I know that if you want something done, you can find someone.
Yeah.
You just don't throw something out into the air. You get on the phone, you call people.
There just doesn't seem to be a lot of interest. And,
I personally have not seen a
Town
lot of
activities.
interest from the Newry public.
right,
People might be giving you a lot of lip, and yes, we want it saved, but nobody shows up at meetings, nobody has come to
What
us and
meetings?
said.
What meetings?
Well, our meetings, I put it out
Is this public?
I put it out on Facebook, what do you wanna do with it?
Yeah.
What can we do? We need ideas.
We haven't advertised, have we? I mean, that's the way to get a nonprofit. We're looking for a nonprofit to take over the church.
No, well, no, we haven't done that.
If we did that, we'd probably see, I don't know if we would, but we might see a lot of interest. It's a beautiful little place and a beautiful spot.
But
So
I'm just saying that the public, the people of Newry don't seem to be a whole lot concerned with it. I mean, there are a few, I'm not religious, but I volunteered for this committee because it is a part of Newry history. But it needs to be backed by the people of Newry. We need a little bit more than 4 of us to.
It's a nice building. That's what gets me. I wouldn't want to see it torn down.
no, I wouldn't wanna see it torn down either.
So the nonprofit is one option. The other option is the one that we've been going with all along, that basic repairs be made and it's used for occasional functions. That's a pretty basic premise.
Well,
And that might take in the contractors that you've talked to.
Well, let's get back to Brooksy's motion. Let's take a vote on it
Yeah, let's take a vote on it.
and see where it goes.
And
Read it back.
Yeah,
let's head south. A minute, a little bit.
do you have that written? Or you
Yep,
want Brooksy
hold on.
to? Yeah. Did want to say, Brooksy, that I do take exception to the email that you sent me saying that I pretty much didn't care about what happened to the church, and that's not true. I
No.
do care about what happened to the church. I don't have the history that you have with the church, but I was put on this committee and nobody else wanted to take on the chairman role, and so I'm doing the best that I can, trying to come up with recommendations to bring forth to the select.
I
do
appreciate you
apologize.
doing that. I'm glad you're doing it, not me.
Yes, and I do apologize. It's just so frustrating, you know, trying to talk with the town administrator and getting the runaround. I didn't know that we had this, until the meeting that we showed up, and everybody had one. She said that she sent an email out. I didn't get an email that said that to pick one up. You know, so I felt as if, you know, it's just been, this was a bunny hole for me, as far as, you know, they knew about it since 2018. They gave me misinformation at meetings up before that. It was frustrating. They couldn't use the church for a small gathering.
I just hope, you know I love you to death, and that we've been friends for a long time, and I hope it just doesn't ruin our relationship.
No.
Town
no.
business.
Okay, so
You got-
basically, it's Brooks' proposal is that the town offer the church and all assets, including the 40,000 the town has already allotted for repairs to a nonprofit organization. I'm all for it, like I said, it'll have to go to the town, but,
Do we have a vote on it?
yep, we can vote on it.
Okay, all in favor?
Yeah.
All not in favor?
We overruled you.
Yep, that's fine.
That's okay.
That's democracy, right?
That's right.
That's right.
You still on the school board, Dave?
Yes,
How's that work out?
I am. Good.
Better than this
Pretty
committee?
It's challenging.
Yeah, I bet it
especially
is.
with the
Yeah.
mask mandates and everything, but that was going on and stuff, but,
Yeah, I know, it's been a big year, hard year to get through.
Yep.
Oh, I'm gonna get going, guys.
Okay.
We did what we needed to do.
Good luck.
all right, yeah, good luck, Jim.
I can hardly stand up these days.
Okay, I'll take care. Okay, so,
Yeah, basically, we've run into a dead end where your proposal and basic repairs and whatever, and occasional use. That's where I'm at. Other than that, it's offer it to abutting landowners. They can buy it, they just can't improve it.
Well, if they own the land, then they can do, if they're abutters, then they probably wouldn't have enough.
I think at one
Acreage.
meeting it was discussed that none of the abutting landowners, well, maybe one, have enough land to actually make improvements. Because the guy who wanted to make it a B&B didn't have enough land to include that. But,
Okay, so we can, put forth that to the selectmen. And, along with, as one of our recommendations, or, an alternative. And, pretty much, cause I gotta do a report for the town report for the church, so, I'll put together something as to, what we've been doing and what we'll propose, or we won't put what we'll propose, but we'll say we'll have some recommendations for the town meeting, for the selectmen to.
the contractors that you've talked with, Brooke, what are the extent of the repairs that that you discussed?
Well, look
with
at,
them?
the thing that Jolene made up. Where is it?
I guess I missed that.
Oh,
I mean, are they looking at just doing the foundation?
it was a letter that gave point everything off. You know, I'll point up all of
The existing foundation?
the existing foundation, fix the bow. Well, I mean, that's all, sounds all well and good, but it's a rubble foundation. You can't just push those rocks back. You know,
No, I'm just wondering, I mean, I understand needing to see the ground, but it seems like they could have just said, yeah, we're interested in given a real, saying we'll do it in the spring seems kind of, for me it would be, I'm putting this off because I really don't want to do it, but I'm sure that's.
well, I mean,
No.
just take a look at all of the alternatives that contractors have. You know, if they can do a brand new foundation, as opposed to calling under church, you know,
Yeah.
there's plenty of work.
Yeah, but that I understand, I'm just wondering how serious their interest is.
Yeah, well, Henry Hudson, I got an idea from him that, you know, yeah, see in the spring means
Yeah,
maybe 20 springs from now.
so
Yeah.
I guess for me, basically, this committee has done what it can and, yeah, I think we need to call it good and we can offer your proposal, but like I said, that's gonna have to go to town meeting anyways,
Yeah,
or a vote, so.
I mean, that's up to the selectmen, they might not even want, I mean, they may shut it down. But, you know, to me, it's kind of frustrating when they've had this for so long, and they probably wouldn't have even done anything about it, formed a committee if I hadn't have asked. Who knows how many years it would have slid, but, you know.
Yeah, I know, government moves slow, and, when there's very little interest, it even moves slower. And it's very frustrating.
So what are your ideas, David? What do we do with it?
I don't know. I mean, we, as we mentioned, I mean, I don't see any other new ideas, any new options, out there. You know, see if there's an abutter that's interested in it. See if there's, a nonprofit that might be interested in it, that can show that they can demonstrate that it can be utilized and kept up without town funds or help, you know, that's fine, that's, you know, if it can be utilized in, or in other manners, like Jim had mentioned, or Brooksy mentioned, the 4-H or the school thing. Those are all good ideas if it can be used in that manner. The thing is who can afford the upkeep?
Basically, keep a roof on it. You know, I was looking, it's obvious that some of those windows, it's a rock. And I'm wondering if it isn't spun up by a truck, you know.
Yeah.
Cause that is pretty close to the road.
Oh, yeah. And they do travel very fast around there, trucks, logging trucks. All right, so are we all in agreement here, and any other
I think
discussion,
so.
talk?
Are we voting to dissolve our committee?
Do we
Or
think
just leave
we're
it?
at that point
We'll
Or just leave it and,
we'll let the selectmen dissolve it if they see fit.
okay,
They want,
that'll work,
they want us to give it another try, then.
that'll work. Okay. Sometimes, Heather, after you're kidding, we can get together and put together
yeah, we can do it this week sometime. I'm all done kidding for a couple of weeks.
oh, yeah, okay. Yeah, the sooner the better, fresh on our minds. And before we pass it on, we'll let all the other members look at it. So, in agreement with the content.
Do the selectmen want to dissolve the committee or leave us, what do you call it, inactive until something occurs?
Inactive until the selectmen deems it no longer necessary or something. to that effect.
Or inactive until,
The selectmen fire our ass.
they never hired me, I volunteered. Hold on a second. Or until bids are made and more discussion needs. We'll just leave it with, do they want to dissolve our committee?
All right, if there's no other further business, vote to adjourn.
I'll second that.
All right, all in favor?